units.
Like, ask you, we just nailed what worked for you, but if we would like, if we'll reverse back to the beginning of your journey, what didn't work for your company?
Good question.
Right. Yeah. So I say the lifetime deal because
okay.
because it gives you the wrong impressions that you have some. So we're like, all right, you have some people paying us, so let's go back in building. And we went back in building software for like a few months. And when we launched, our launch was pretty bad. I mean, we still got some customers, but it wasn't anything like what we expected. So if I had to go back, what I would do instead is like, I mean, I would still probably do a lifetime, or I would do like a heavy discounted deal, but I would really focus on talking to people. So I would like do my best, to talk to all of these 50 people that ordered the software. I would like send them at least like 5-10 emails, just following up constantly. Let's get on a call. Let's get on a call. I just want to learn why you purchased that lifetime deal, and really try to, basically talk to people. Just I would talk much more to people. We did talk to people, but not enough, and really narrow down what we are building. So we started with a very wide feature set, and it took us 6 months to get the product live. And what I would do instead is just, and especially if you're bootstrap, you don't have the time, you don't have the money. So really talk to like as many people and see if there's like a couple of features. You see if there's a pattern of, a feature that they all care about. So what I could have done is try to talk to all of these people and ask them like, I mean, I know that we have all these features on our landing page, but what is actually the most important one for you? Which one do you care the most about? And if I get like 5 people or 10 people saying this is the one, then we start building that one feature, and we can launch an MVP with just that single feature, which honestly was a little bit hard with us because we, as Andrei said, we are entering a very saturated space, so we can't launch like a marketing automation software that has a single feature. It would be, it just wouldn't. It's just the way our market works. I mean, the barrier, the entry barrier is already very high for us. But at least we could have narrowed down a little bit more because we started with just so many things. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it's the same lesson we actually got from Grigory Ralyan with Retently. He also said that his biggest mistake was that they started in too many niches, and then now it's the time when they're narrowing down, which is a similar journey.
But you see, guys, a funny trend. You mentioned Grigory, and now it seems that we are going towards Balkans. So it should be soon the bootstrap startup at Balkans, because Romania, Hungary, Croatia, Bulgaria. So we need to bring some guys from Serbia, definitely, and maybe some locals from Croatia. We are going, because, it's a summertime, so our next guest should be a guest from Croatia. I think maybe I will find somebody here in Split just to bring some insight.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Eastern Europe should get more attention. I mean, we have super hardworking people. I mean, it's obviously not as exciting as, like Silicon Valley or London or whatever, but I mean, we still do cool stuff. I mean, we compete with some very big, US companies, and I think what we have in terms of product, in terms of features, we're really getting close to, being, a competitive product in terms of technology. And because we specialize in for us specifically, we specialize in SaaS, we're able to have like features that are really exciting for those companies that are like really advanced, really robust features. Like, for example, our segmentation is up to par. It's actually way better than Intercom. So our people segmentation, you can segment based on what people do, how many times they do it. So it's way better than Intercom. It's close. I would say it's probably even better than Customer.io, another a very established company in that space. So yeah, we do cool stuff and we're hardworking. So we deserve more attention for sure.
And I will share with you just my personal opinion. The real difference is basically, of course, the share of the capital. Of course, North America markets have much more capital, and the second huge difference is that they have strong community. If you take a look, for example, on LinkedIn, like lots of people in US, they interact, they engage with each other, they interact with each other, and in Europe, and they have like this huge community for US, for Canada, and for Australian companies, and maybe for some New Zealand companies. And then these are huge markets, like standalone markets, but they are connected. And in Eastern, not only in Eastern Europe, but in general in Europe, I see still a huge localization. So people prefer, it changes, but very slowly. But in most cases, people prefer to stand in their local markets. They want to, they don't collaborate as heavily as people in US and Canada do. So that's also a huge difference. So, but just one thing that can prove your thoughts about people in Eastern Europe. I remember like couple days ago, I noticed a post by I forgot honestly who posted it, but it was like some CMO of well-known startup in US, and he posted like he was grateful to COVID, obviously not for all the bad stuff that had happened, but he mentioned that because of COVID, we started to publish that they started to hire remote people, and he mentioned that we hired two great marketers from Bosnia and from Bulgaria, if I'm correct. And he mentioned so these guys like have so great skills, and because most people there are biased, especially if you are living in North America. Where is Bosnia? Where is Bulgaria? Where is Croatia? Most of people have no clue where this countries are located. But that's a great example. They hired great people, and honestly, that's what we should do in Eastern Europe: create startups, promote ourselves, collaborate with global markets, and create and build strong European community.
Yeah, absolutely agree. I mean, we definitely have the skills. We have great marketers. We have great developers. I mean, a lot of developers here in Bulgaria work for the major US companies, like Uber and I don't know who else, but all these big companies, they have development headquarters here. So yeah, I mean, I don't see any reason why we can't become a real competitor.
Yeah, Kalo. So I know about you as a master of automation. Like all I hear about is like Kalo is the master of automations. Can you give me an example of like the best automate? Like, give me a few automations that you are the most proud of. Let's say yeah.
Right. Well, honestly, I wouldn't call myself master of automation. Yeah, I haven't done that many automations, to be honest. Apart from like email and onboarding automation. I mean, I've done the usual stuff like LinkedIn and cold emails and stuff like that. But I wouldn't say I've done anything like crazy. So I don't know if I can give you an exciting example. I have to think, but yeah, I don't think I have one on top of my head. Most of the automations I've done are just related to email.
Gotcha. Okay. So we got a Blitz questionnaire.
I think
so
I lost you again, guys.
Yeah, are you here?
Froze for a second. Okay, I can hear now.
Yeah. Okay, so just to end this up, we usually have a Blitz questionnaire. So I'm gonna give you a question, and you have to answer really quick. Okay?
Right.
All right.
Just answer with the first thing that will come to your mind.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, what's your strongest skill as an entrepreneur?
The ability to work on multiple different things, and just being able to put multiple hats at the same time.
Nice. What book impacted you the most?
Wow, there's so many books, but I'd say Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. Just finished it. It's a really great book on the resilience of the human spirit and the human body, and just being able to have the discipline and persist through hard times, which is really it's really great when you're bootstrapping and everything is the whole world is against you.
Nice. Okay. What like marketers, entrepreneurs inspire you, and like why?
That's a good question. I think I really like Jack Ma because
Amazon, right?
No, Alibaba.
Alibaba.
Jack Ma.
Oh, yeah. Okay, Alibaba. Yeah.
Yeah, so and the reason I like it is because again he's someone that's an outsider, and I mean I don't see myself like as a super smart guy or anything like that, but I'm really hardworking guy, so I can really relate to his persistence and just working hard and just being focused and inspiring people to do their best around the common goal. So I guess there are other people, but that's one of the ones that had really big impact on me.
Okay. If you were starting right now and could do one thing differently, what would that be?
I'd say focus on a single idea. And when I started building startups, I really got inspired by the whole lean startup idea, where you have to validate your idea really quick, and if you don't see like demand, then you just scratch it off and start with another idea. So now I look things a little bit different, and I see the whole startup thing as a sport. I mean, when you go to the playground, let's say play basketball for the first time, if you don't score any goals the first time, you don't like quit in the next week. You just keep going the next week and the next month, and you improve. It's like a muscle. So for me now, the way I look at entrepreneurship is this like hard muscle that you need to train and really focus on a single thing, just to become like the best in it. Like, so whatever your idea is, give it more time before you give up, rather than just switching ideas like every other month because you haven't made any pre-launch revenue.
Okay. Cool. So the last question would be, what's your number one learning from your entrepreneurship journey?
I guess it would be the same. Just things takes time, and they do take time, and you need to be persistent. And I mean, it sounds trivial, but it's really the way I look at it. Is you have to persist, and the winner will be the one who persists the most and without giving up. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Perfect.
All right.
Thanks a lot for joining us. Was really cool to talk with you. Lots of interesting learnings, like great. I personally enjoyed how did you nail the AppSumo topic, because lots of people, are obsessed with AppSumo, and I completely agree with you that you need to be very clear on the 3 questions you provided. Lots of interesting learnings. And as well, we mentioned that you guys, I mean, our listeners, you can find all the resources under this podcast and podcast description. Plus, you can download Kalo's ebook on automating onboarding, plus some best cases, best practices. So subscribe to our podcast and we'll deliver this ebook for you. And we wish all the best for In Charge and for you personally.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me. Thank you. It was nice talking to you.
Nice having you here. Cheers. Thanks for. Yeah.